Hi, I'm Yinka, and this is The Hurt Locker, a podcast where we open a door into men's mental health. Coming up. Have you forgiven yourself?
No.
You haven't, have you?
No.
Where's the compassion for you?
Mate, I don't deserve any.
Whoa. So every day, are you punishing yourself?
Yeah, standard. Sometimes I feel like I'm running on fumes.
So why don't you reach out for support yourself?
I will when I deserve it.
Wow. You don't deserve it now?
I'd sooner have people in stitches than put them in stitches.
You're listening to The Hurt Locker, the podcast that opens the door on men's mental health. And tonight's guest, we have up-and-coming comedian. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Leon Seasman. Leon, welcome to The Hurt Locker.
Thanks. Pleasure to be here, mate. Really is.
By the tone of your voice, I'm guessing you're a Scouser.
Oh, mate, born and bred through and through.
Whereabout did you grow up?
Scotty Road.
Okay.
Down Vauxhall Road, by the new Blackstock Market.
I know. And what, do you still live around there now?
Oh, yeah. I take care of my mum now in Walton. Live in Walton Village.
Okay, nice.
I would just look after my mum.
That's great.
Yeah, they've suffered for ages.
So, welcome to The Hurt Locker. And you know what? Tell people who don't know you, who was Leon Seasman?
You know what, mate? To be honest, I was like Chunk out the Goonies when I grew up, mate. It was that Roland out of Granger. I was a father. Am I allowed to swear?
Yes, go on.
Yeah, I was a fat fucker. I had Nashy for an haircut, and like, I grew up in the 70s, so as you know, it was a hard time, mate. Bullied horrendously, because I was fat, because I had no brothers, because of this, because I had Gola when everyone had Samba on, you know what I mean? But, and it come down to like a choice, just turning around, protecting myself. And
how did you do that?
I just thought, you know what it was, mate, like I was scared. It weren't the hidings that used to hurt me. It was what kids can be cruel. Really
they
cool.
Can indeed.
And they know no better, do they? You know what I mean? So, like, if you've got, at that time, it was just horrendous. I'd get battered for, like, pulling me nan's tartan trolley. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And then I've got two younger little sisters. So, like, when it started getting to them, nah, that's not happening. My dad was ex-Royal Green Jackets. And he used to always say to me, fight back, fight back.
Did you want to fight back?
Yeah, like the beatings didn't hurt me, mate. It was what they said. It stuck with me. Like if they said things about me mum or me dad, I'd get that rage in me. And like, I'd always think, they've got brothers, they've got uncles. And like, I don't know, it was like, my dad used to always want me to fight back. Like, and the first time I fought back, like, my dad used to, you know, when you're a kid back in the 70s, you were allowed to give your son a clip, fight back on the back of the head. This one day I ran out and I just bingoed this kid and put him a clip. And like, I've seen the hand going up and I've taught him when I get a crack. And instead it was that.
How did that feel?
Yeah, amazing. It was like I had my dad's approval. That green lit everyone. That green lit everyone from there on, mate. It was listen, I don't blame no one for the way I've done 20 years inside. Most of my life, 20 years was a long, long time. And you know, I was in Walton, I was in Hinley. I was one of the first inmates in Lancaster Farms. And like, back then, mate, you know, when you're a kid, you think you're kryptonite, don't you? You think no one can hurt you. But like, over the years, all the fighting, all the name calling, all the slime, it's all took its toll, slowly but gradually. And like, I've always had people, you know, you always hear people, he's a loon, he's a nutter, he won't think twice about chopping you. And you know what, mate, I'm just a Scouser, yeah, who likes a fight. but in the right way. Like, you know, me dad wanted me to be a boxer. I didn't have the right temperament. I went from 0 to 100 like that. And I didn't have the right influences around me. Like, when I started fighting back, people realised I was good at it. Then, like, I was manipulated. But
just on that point, you were manipulated, so you were a little bit of an enforcer?
yeah, you could say that,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I bet a lot of people, mate, right? And a lot of them had it coming. But, you know, now, mate, I'd sooner put people laughing in stitches than give them stitches, basically.
We'll touch on your comedy in a bit.
Yeah.
When did you first end up in the big house?
First, when I went to Connors, 1994, 95. And the big house, you know, don't get me wrong, man, you know, the Connors was a lot less calmer than the fucking white bees. And like, you hear stories where you're going to get bummed and all, you know, all that. That's a load of shit, that, mate. That's just admit that. Jail's an horrendous thing. Mate, it's just filled with depression, despair. You can smell it in the air. Swear when I got out of jail, yeah, I had that stench in my nose for years after. Be like that with aerosols after shave. That smell of depression. And then, like, mate, the older ones had a calming effect on me, to be honest. But it was when I got back around lads my own age and that, to start like vying for that place in the what you call it, in the structure. And like, because I was funny, I'd always be, you know, a Scouser, we're always quick-witted, aren't we? You know, we always got on with jocks when we were away, cockneys and all that, because we're fast with our mouth. And the thing is, mate, if you can have a go, you're in with the right crowd. And by that, I mean the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
If you were funny, you'd be in that crowd because you made people's jail go faster.
Absolutely. So, can I ask, your first stretch, how long was it for?
6 years.
Weren't you scared?
Terrified. I didn't let no one know, like, but I was terrified.
You can't, can you?
Nah, can't show no weakness, no fear.
You can't show no weakness.
Do not go in jail, mate, because it can happen over the slightest little thing. Like, my first fight in jail, mate, was over a lace. So a man stood on me lace, and I didn't know all this man Scousers thing back in the day. And like, he stood on me lace and snapped it, and I thought, well, I can't just go fuck shot and get a lace. When lads, you know, a new lace, mate, didn't know he had a twin brother. One minute I'm facing him, next minute I'm getting weighed in. Then I start getting the better of them. And then the screws dive on me and kick shit out of me. So that's straight from the off. All screws are fucking animals, so I'll do whatever I can to make their life up. Yeah, it was scary, mate. But I don't care what any man says, yeah. You love your family. When you go behind that door, I don't give a fuck. You cry. And it's self-pity and everything, mate. You cry. I'm sorry I've put my family through fucking hell, mate. And it doesn't matter how many lifetimes you give me, I'd never be able to make up for the anguish, the worry. Like, I can't make up for the things that I've done. But like, now I've got a different narrative in my head. Now I want to make a difference.
Okay, so you did a 6-year stretch first. You come out, and then
straight.
You tried to?
Yeah, I'll give it 5 years, mate. I tried to go straight. No one would give me a chance.
By chance, you mean getting a job, getting a fresh start somewhere?
Yeah. As soon as you got a CRB, mate, and mine's horrendous, by the way. Mine's got chopping people up. Mine's got, like, firearms on. You know, all the things I say not to do now. My record's got, mate. You know what I mean? Like, fucking... And I'm not proud of it, not one little bit, mate. You know, like, you know where people say go through life and have no regrets? Bollocks, mate. Bollocks. Of course you've got regrets. You know what I mean? I regret that I ever picked a knife up or a sword up or a shotgun or a handgun. You know, I regret them days, but I did them, so I own them now. You know, there's nothing that I don't say, oh, people can't find out about me. That's not on the internet. So you can crack on, you know what I mean? But like, for 13 years I've been out of trouble now. I mean, I've struggled like no one's business. You know, for the 20 years I sat behind the door that I couldn't get out of. You know, for the first 10 years of my being out of jail, I've sat in a room where I can walk out anytime I want, and I don't.
Why is that?
Because I'm institutionalised. You know, and whether people like to laugh, joke, or whatever about it, I've got PTSD. You know what I mean? Undiagnosed, by the way, because, like, you know, I'm not getting shovels of pills through my mouth. I've had all that in jail. You know, I don't believe in all that shit.
When you said then about being institutionalised, what flashed through my mind is that scene. And have you seen the film Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah.
You seen the old geezer when he gets out?
Brooks. His name's Brooks.
Spot on.
He carves his name in the beam.
Yeah.
And then he writes him a letter, and his biggest regret was about Jake the bird.
Yeah.
That's how much I know about Shawshank because of being in it. But yeah, mate, I've got goosebumps when you said that, because that's a heavy moment, and not a lot of people know about it. Like, I've had to sit in one of them fucking halfway houses, and you know what, mate? Even today, in this day and age, like, no one's interested. No one's. I mean, on the judicial side, no one's interested about change, mate. They all spout it.
They spout it, but it's not. Rehabilitation means what? Being offered another chance through society.
Yeah, and you know what, mate? You know, funny. I've just gone through a court case, yeah, where I got so backed into the corner, I had to take a plea deal I did not want to do, yeah. And like a dickhead, I signed the plea deal. Now, I'm not even sure I can talk about this because I'm on I've got my life.
Tag.
Yeah. And I see probation and that. So, like, I've got to watch what I say, you know what I mean? But, like, mate, you know what? No one give a shout about how I've turned my life around. No one give a shout about how I've been off drugs 20 years. They even got it wrong, you know. They said it was 10 years. And, like, my barrister deserted me the day of sentence, which I think's wrong because that's the most important day. She fights for my life. And she promised me she'd fight for my life, and I got given a woman I'd never met. And the judge was even bringing deception charges up from at the age of 12. You know, robbing a Batman t-shirt and I said it was someone's brother. That got brought out, and I'm thinking, why am I still getting hit with a shitty stick from like 30 years ago? You know, and like, I got convicted, and you know what, mate, because I signed a deal saying I'd do a deal for no jail time, yeah. Worst thing I've done. I wanted to run the trial because I knew I'd win it. But, like, I've got no faith in our country's justice system, no faith whatsoever. Because the judge went from dealing with me to, I have to adjourn this for 10 minutes as I am in, you know, like a jury comes back. The jury's back with a decision for another case, which, you know what, mate, was horrendous because it was a double child rape case that he was on. And it mustn't have went his way or whatever, or the right way, because when he came back, this man, you'd have thought I was Jack the Ripper. And he was going, the only reason I'm not sending you to jail today is because you look after your mother. And you know what, mate, I was disgusted. Because I thought, you know what, mate, no, you shouldn't be just doing that for that. You should be doing it for the fact that for 13 years I've been walking the straight and narrow, mate. I volunteered on a car boot sale for like nearly 10 years, mate. Yeah, because I loved the banter of the old people and that. Because they're a different generation. They're a different breed. And I love making them laugh and that. And they'd be going, there's muscles here. And I'd be going, have you had your off-flush tablets? You know what I mean? But like, and I feel so wronged, you know, mate. And you know why no one gives a toss about what's happened to me? Who's going to give a shite about an ex-con? Who's going to make a fuss or a noise for me? No one. There's no one out there that gives a flying fuck what happens to me. Sorry, I don't mean that like that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But I'm hearing what you're saying here, and
I feel like I'm roaring, and no one will hear me. And
I'm going to ask you then. You feel alone?
Oh, mate, yeah. I don't feel like, mate. Like, don't get me wrong. No way, like the career I've decided to go in. It's one of the hardest careers going. And you know what, mate? I can't thank, the ones that have come before me for their help and support. And I mean well-known comics, mate, gone out of the way to show me support, love, kindness.
How's that felt for you?
Mate, I always say I can count on one hand the friends I've got, and I don't need all that hand. And it meant the world to me. And like, you give me I said, do I do this as a laugh or whatever? And every one of them have gone, nah, you're good enough, kid. I mean, one, for instance, Tony Carroll. He's had me on his show twice. I'm the only one that's come along that, like, the kids, within his first year, has done 2 Tony Carroll shows. And I'm proud of it, mate, because, like, got the biggest cheer of the night. It was on with all paid acts, and I got the biggest cheer of the night. And afterwards, I seen the look in my mum's eye. The look I've wanted to put in her life for so many years. God forbid if my mum ever goes, mate, and I hope it's not a long time from now. I want my man to be able to go and say to my half fella, if he is in heaven, he done all right in the end, He came good. You know what I mean? Because I'll never be a quarter of a man my dad was. But I'll never stop trying. And I know that'll be good.
You think you spoke before of being institutionalized, staying in your house for 10 years, not going out. What's in your hurt locker?
What's not? That I never made me that proud. Never got a chance to give me dad a baby grandson off me. Never gonna get that chance. That's in my hurt locker, mate. That rinses me. Every fucking day it rinses me. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Men need to talk more like this, mate, because, like, I tell you now, mate, I've had the worst couple of months going. Swear to God. Didn't want to do this, mate. With all the court case and that, and, like, knowing what was coming. You know what I mean? And, like, being able to look at people in the eye and, like, let them know that, like, yeah, I'm not about that person no more. But, like, they're my government. They're not asked. I'm a statistic. Just another statistic. I'm another 1%. One of them 1% that everyone just fucking writes off. Then when we got talking, like, I don't even know how it came about. It's just...
Tim put a post on Facebook, and you responded, and the response of your post was amazing. All messages from other comedians and that.
Like, honestly, you know what I mean, mate? I still pinch myself, because, like, these lads don't have to like me. They don't have to give me a leg up and that. They're doing it, and they're saying, I've earned it. And that's mad to get, because you know what I said, I was manipulated them years ago.
Yeah.
Well, a bit of me did think, am I being manipulated here? Am I being put in a position because I might be able to benefit? And it's not, you know, mate.
What is it?
It's just kindness. And it's them wanting, them seeing what's inside. They're not, listen, I tell everyone what I've done. I don't hold nothing in, yeah. And I tell them for a reason. So no one else can come and tell them. Because then I've given you full disclosure of me.
Absolutely.
Your mind's up. Yeah.
Let's dive into this. And I'm not here to bully you or anything like that. But we are talking about mental health and that.
Yeah.
The path that you chose to go down, was that because you didn't feel as if enough love from your mum and dad?
Nah.
You wanted a sense of belonging?
Nah. I always felt loved, and I was brought up right, mate. As I say, I went round the wrong crowd because, like, no one was fucking with the wrong crowd. Like, I've always been my mum's favourite, you know.
I hope your sisters aren't listening to this.
No, my mum tells them, you know. But, yeah, mate, it's just, no, I was always loved. You know, I didn't have many cousins and that around me. When we lived down Scotty, we did. Or like when we moved up to like Miranda Road and stuff like that. Didn't have that many family around me. So the only family that I had streetwise was the people I met. And like, I don't know why I was always like drawn, or they were drawn to me. But I always seemed to link up with the wrong ones. You know what I mean? And half of it was that fear factor. You know, I knew if I was with these or whatever, no one would fuck with me. Or I knew people knew that if I was with them, I must be dangerous. Because if I was dangerous, then they'd leave me alone.
Did you revel in that?
A little bit, yeah, mate, yeah, I'm not going to lie. Like, when I learned how to fight and I got a bit of respect, yeah, I did. But I thought that's how you earned it. But I was always told, you know, you have a straightener, you don't kick no one when you're down, and when they've had enough, they've had enough. And that's always offer someone me out.
That's the old days, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but when I was doing a job, like if I was going to the job and someone owed someone money and I've gone to collect it, and I've hurt them. And I'm not proud of that. But like, I can't go back and change that neither. But it doesn't mean I don't feel anything about it. Or it doesn't eat away at me. It does.
You've seen the programme, the drama series, This City Is Ours. Do you think it's you haven't seen it? No? No. Based in Liverpool. I was going to ask you if it's an accurate reflection.
I've watched Mob Wars and like Bumpy Johnson. No, City Is Ours. I'll have to have a look at that though.
Have a little look at that one.
Yeah, I did go a bit wild when I was a kid, mate. I'm not gonna lie, you know. And yeah, I did rebel in it. You know, when I got a bit older. You know, when you're behind your door, lad, you've got nothing but time to reflect on shit. Hindsight's a great thing. But like,
hindsight's a smug bugger, isn't it?
Yeah. And like,
it is indeed.
Double-edged sword in it, you know. You can think back. If I knew then what I know now, yeah, it would change things, and I might not have been an evil cunt, but...
Tell me about the PTSD, undiagnosed, how does it manifest itself for you?
Nightmares, panic attacks, waking up, checking myself. Yeah.
Checking yourself for what?
Holes. I've been shot, I've been stabbed. What comes with it, innit?
You know, the world that you chose to leave now, are you fearful that it ever comes back to visit you?
No, I'm not really. Listen, my path's already wrote, mate. It doesn't matter what I do. My path's already wrote. And Whatever will be, will be. But no, I don't regret it because no, I'm not fearful. I can't walk around the rest of my life like being in fear, mate. And I refuse to be in fear anymore. You know, about the most thing I fear now is dying alone.
Are you in a relationship now?
Yeah. Been in a relationship for nearly 2 years now.
How's that feel?
Well. It's hard. I'm not going to say it's easy. But like, you know what though, mate? She's the best thing that ever came into my life. You know, I wouldn't be where I am today without her. She's the one that gave me the confidence to get up on stage. You know, she's like, you know, where they say you're married like your ma. Fucking hell, I don't know why I'm doing it. But she is a mini Noreen. I swear to God. Like, honestly, God, it's just weird. She's got so many of my ma's traits, ways, and all that. Well, yeah, mate, you know, we have our moments, we have our little arguments and that, but, you know, a couple of songs. But you know what? You know where they say behind every great man there's an even greater woman? Yeah, she's that.
Can I ask, you know, we're talking about mental health.
Mm-hmm.
You must have known people who've died through suicide and that.
Yeah. I know a few people who've died. My first day in jail, I seen someone commit suicide.
How was that for you?
First time it was horrendous, mate. It was like, you know, shocking, really shocking. Because like it was in Italy, right, and like they're supposed to check you, aren't they, every so often. This kid had been hanging there that long, he had burns on the back of his legs, mate. Off the pipes, you know what I mean? But, you know, I've seen it, mate, I've seen people get napalmed, you know, the sugar in the water. As soon as they go like that, they pull their hands off, mate, all the skin peels. But you know, when you've seen it 2 or 3 times, mate, you're walking over them to go and get your water. You see it that often. It becomes a common thing. Violence every day. There's violence every day in jail. But it's set up though to be for bullies. Because like, you know, when the taxes go up, say for instance, when you used to buy tobacco, if say the tobacco went up 10 pence, you'd think to put the wages up 10 pence. That way, the lads can still afford it. Well, they don't do it. And like now they've got this enhanced system in, you know, basic and that. It's even worse, mate. So lads are going out and like they're doing anything. I've been told that mates who are in jail now, they see lads striping people for vapes. You know, I've seen a lad get punched and he's fell head first down, you know, the gully in Malton. And it's a proper drop, mate. And he's landed and they just throw him in his cell, you know. And one of his irises had burst or something. It was a sign of brain trauma. But not aware, nothing. That kid was just replaced with another kid. The jail, Walton especially, mate, is draconian. It's built to put fear into people. And like, don't get me wrong, mate, when you walk on that fucking B-ring for the first ever time in Walton, and you see big juice heads, all big scars and that going fresh. Listen, let me tell you, your April's going like that, mate. I'm telling you. One of the scariest moments in my life, mate, that. As soon as someone shouted my name, thank fuck. Me a lad.
You've got an ally.
But yeah.
Have you experienced suicidal thoughts yourself?
That's a dangerous question for me, really.
Can I ask why?
Because, like, my family are going to see this, right? And I don't want them to think I'm going to do anything. Oh, in the past, yeah. In the past, maybe. Yeah.
What stopped you?
Me mum.
She was your protective factor?
Couldn't do it. Me mum. But I've always had a saying as well, mate, right? That at the start, without me mum, there was no me, and at the end, without me mum, there'll be no me. But that changed when Danny come into my life. You know what I mean? But listen, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, lad. I struggle every day with the fear of losing my mum. That's the worst fear in the world, is losing my mum.
Do you talk to your mum daily?
I look after her.
Oh, yeah, you said, sorry.
I look after her. And mate, you know, sometimes I think I'm not doing a good enough job. Because, like, you know, as you get older and you lose weight, my mum broke her hip. And she was bedbound for a long time. You know, like when you get plaster Paris on, when you take it off, there's always your legs thinner in it. And she lost a lot of weight when she was bedbound. She's 72 now, so she can't really. It's hard to put it back on. And I like, she loves my egg on toast and my scrambled egg, and she's going to end up looking like a fucking egg. You know what I mean? I'm shoveling food in it and that. But, mate, this dementia things will miss it on my worst enemy, you know, mate.
Is this what your mum's experiencing?
Yeah. And sometimes I think it's my fault. All the worry I've put on it, all the stress. Can't be nice, can it? And like, I know I've hurt a lot of people and all that, and they might have mothers that will be going, well, you didn't give a fuck. But I can't do nothing about that now. But never put no one in the ground, no.
Have you ever come across anybody who you've made amends with?
Yeah, a good load. A good load.
How were those conversations?
I was in jail, you know what I mean? If me and you were in trouble and you're getting done in by, say, a cockney or a mank, I don't care if I've got beef with you, lad. I'm not letting you another Scouser get done in. So that's steaming. But then when you go, sweet lad, I go, nah, I mean, you've still got issues. That's just how I am. Seeing people go to me, that's fucked in the head. But it's not. I'm a Scouser, mate. I don't give a shit. I'm a Scout. And you know,
Here's a question for you. An honest one. Yeah. Given the fact that I grew up in Liverpool as well, can you be a black Scouser?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're smiling there.
Of course I can.
You think so?
Yeah. My best mate's black.
Oh, don't say that.
Yes. 6'4", black and massive, mate.
Don't name names. Lad. You know, Liverpool's a village with 500,000 people in it. You know that. I
used to love going down to the little wash house on Granby and getting me horseshoe weed. Used to live in Linnet Road and that.
Oh, Linnet Road, lad.
My mate says I've got rhythm for a white boy.
No. You just made me think about so much. What do you think of Liverpool as a city?
I love it, mate. I love it.
Why?
Because I'm a Scouser, mate, and I just love my city. Because you know in the 80s, you know when Hillsborough and that, we were one. We were the strongest city going. I was so proud to be a Scouser. I didn't give a fuck if you're a blue or you were a red. We came together. And like, listen, I'm a red at heart, yeah. But listen, mate, some of my favourite players were blues when I was a kid.
You know what's funny to say that? Because when anybody asks me, are you red or a blue, I always say, yeah, there's only two teams in Liverpool and Liverpool Reserves, you know. But you're right. I've always wanted Everton to stay in the Prem.
Yeah, I remember when we were winning everything and they were winning like European Cups and that.
Yeah.
Me before them, even now. Like, I think we should change our Never Walk Alone song to We'll Never Walk Alone. No when something amazing happens in the city, mate. Because, like, we were, you know, listen, I'm not saying it takes grief to bring a city together. But when that Hillsborough happens, and like, look at Jota, man. When Diego Jota control, when he passed away, how many blues shirts
loads. Did you cry then?
Mate, no,
I didn't cry,
what?
but I shed tears.
Yeah.
I shed tears.
I shed a tear for his kids and his wife
Yeah,
and his
and his
family.
wife, yeah,
And
and
for
his
him,
mum and dad.
he was such a talent, mate. For a little short ass, mate, he could get up at the back post and hit them like no one else. Brilliant header of a ball, he had brilliant skill. He just took too soon, but again, you know where all they say, oh, he only takes the best. Fuck off, take some of the fucking bad ones for the change, mate.
I know you're a proud Scouser. Why do you think, I don't know if the perception's changing, but why do you think during the 80s and 90s, Liverpool seemed to be despised as a city?
Because of the sun. The sun, the news of the
I
world.
think it was there before then.
Yeah, there was, but like, listen, Scousers were always classed as little scallies, little tea leaves and all that, mate, right? But like, then when that son said that we were robbing, picking out of our own, that was like, come on, that was, no, that's naughty, that. And like, I'll never pick up a news of the world or anything to do with that son. You know
Listen, right, I know you're going to say that after Hillsborough, but I didn't buy that racist rag because it was a racist rag, you know? And the problem that we had was, or that I had was that at its height, it was selling 5 million copies a day.
I know.
And if one copy is read by 3 people, that's a quarter of the population that was digesting the crap.
Yeah, news, right, just dictates what we fear.
Yeah.
What we're told, fed through the news and all that shit, the papers and that, is to keep us in check and keep us in line and to do what we're told, to fear that. Yeah, I've seen that thing about that Asian kid getting us kicked in the head. It's been in the news, hasn't it? No, and it didn't show on the news. Him fucking knocking shite out of 2 police women.
Oh, in Manchester Airport, yeah. Yeah.
But at first, it just shown him getting his head kicked, which was out of order anyway. He was cuffed, and all that, mate. But then yesterday I seen it where he just chinned that busy woman like it was a fella, mate. Well, for that, he should have his fucking hand cut off, mate. That's how I think about it. But like, it shouldn't matter what colour you are anyway, this day and age, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like I've got mates from Liverpool in the 80s that, mate, you couldn't walk down Scotty Road where I grew up because, like, it was like classed as I know other lads that were always down there.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't matter what colour you are. Fucking mental health doesn't give a shit, does it?
It doesn't. And it's interesting you mentioned that because for me, I see areas like Walton, I see areas like Scotty, I see other areas, and you're starting to see a diversity there that wasn't there in the 80s.
My little nephew, my sister's baby, and Isaac, he's that black.
Okay.
And I love him more than fucking anything. You know what I mean? It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter this day and age. We're in 2025.
But I still think though that Liverpool's the most racist city I know. That might be controversial to people, but I honestly believe that based on my experiences of living in the city. Yeah. And lad, you know what? You know the Grisdale?
Yeah.
I used to live there. I used to live there.
I know the Grisdale well, man. I don't like it. Yeah, mate, it shouldn't matter your colour. I couldn't give a fuck if the next man next to me is blue, pink, whatever he is, mate. And I see them all when I'm out doing the comedy, mate. I see them transgenders. I don't even give a shit what fucking sex they are or anything. They're all right with me, mate. They're all right. I'll treat them all right. Someone's got a problem with that, they can say it to me.
Let's move on to your comedy and all of that.
Yeah.
the Liverpool connections, the Liverpool comedy scene, the support they've given you. Are you excited to talk about your mental health and your comedy? You've got a gig in the pipeline to do this.
Yeah. And I fell into it, mate, by accident, because setting a gig up, like, I've only been doing comedy for like just nearly 2 years, mate. I went on to open mic, in Harman Street.
Yes.
Callum Oakley was the MC, and mate, I smashed it, I proper smashed it, and like everyone loved it, and like it was I had over it. I don't even know how many views it's had now on YouTube and all that, but I've got a few on, and I've done like 70 gigs now.
Wow.
And it's mad
Wow.
to be setting up a gig and to have so many people. When I put that post up on Facebook about me mental health and me wanting to do something to raise awareness for it, mate, I asked anyone what venues or anything like that. Mate, within 10 minutes, I had a lovely lady, Gemma Cunningham, come on my phone. Leon, I'll do the venue. You can have my place. Leon, I'll do the posters. And I'm like, wow. And like, I only asked Tony Carroll, right? You fancy doing a gig for mental health, right? Meaning him. And I'll be on it, right? And he went, yeah, and I'll do 10 minutes for you, lads. And I went, what? Not me. You? And he went, no, I'll do 10 minutes for you. And I went, oh, shit. And then I asked Jack Maz, and Jack Maz went, one minute, lad, one minute. Because like, and I thought, you know what, mate? So I've asked a few. I said, anyone interested in doing it? And like, Tony Carroll's gonna be the headline act, and I've managed to get a couple of others like Gary Ireland, Tom Keegan. I know there's other ones that, and the list goes on. I wanted to be on it, and like, I just thought, wow. So yeah, it's going to be in the next couple of months or something, because I want to do it properly, mate. And then I had Vauxhall Road. That said, why don't you put one here? You get it up round here, and I thought, you know what, mate, I will. If this is a success, I will.
Why is it important to talk about mental health?
Listen, I've had a few people who are told that I'm coming on here, and there's one that's going to be a guest of yours.
Okay.
Darryl, an Irish kid, and a lovely fella. And like me and him have got talking, sending voice notes to each other now and all that. We're going to do something, or we're going to talk about getting a gig together or something. But there's loads in the pipeline. And like, no one's seen me for like a couple of months. I've been off the scene. I thought, yeah, I'm not relevant, but nah, yeah. People are still really wanting to get behind me,
What makes you say that you're not relevant?
Because I haven't gigged for a couple of months. So
you've got to be on that carousel then, haven't you?
Yeah. And but like, as I say, I've had my mum and that come first. I'll always put anything on over for my mum or my baby sisters or anyone. But like, nah, yeah, you know what I mean? And it's me drug as well, mate. I want to sell.
How does it feel being up there, making people laugh?
It's just like when I'm like Lily Evans, I can't keep fucking still, you know what I mean? And I do voice, I take off accents and everything, and I just crack on, and like, it's gone that quick. And I go at the end of it, like, my stage name's Spunky, because my second name's Seasman. And everyone goes, is it Seaman? Is it Cheeseman? I went, fucking call me Spunky. And everyone just burst out laughing. And he went, is that your name? And I went, well, it's Stick. And he went, lads, you've got to keep that. So you've got to have something to stick out, haven't you?
Absolutely.
So many jokes are good at it.
What do you think Tim just wrote in the chat? He feels that your story isn't already written. It feels like something's happening for you. What do you say to that? How do you respond to that?
And yet I still don't see it on me, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Like, I get people saying, oh, lads, you're sick. You know, I had a bit of merchandise done, and like people were asking me for t-shirts and stuff. And like, they're all telling me that I'm hilarious, and I just don't, I want to see it from their side, if you know what I mean.
Can I ask you the question?
Yeah.
Who's the most important person in your life?
My mum.
I know who you're going to say. Go on.
My mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me say this. You're wrong. The most important person in your life is you.
Yeah.
You're the expert. You're the expert of you. You know what makes yourself happy. You know what makes yourself sad.
Yes, sometimes.
And only by attending to your needs first and foremost can you be fully there for the people who you obviously love. And imagine this. Imagine if you took care of business for you. Imagine how much more deeper and textured and layered that love and care would be for those important people in your life.
I know what you're saying, mate, but like, it's just my ma, right? And my dad, and my baby sisters have sacrificed so much for me, mate. Right? So,
on that point then, have you forgiven yourself?
No.
You haven't, have you?
No.
Where's the compassion for you?
Mate, I don't deserve any.
Whoa.
I don't deserve any.
Whoa. So every day, are you punishing yourself?
Yeah. Standard. Sometimes I feel like I'm running on fumes. You know what, mate? I went into probation, right? I'll tell you why. Because I went into the probation the first time, right? And I dreaded it because my old probation officer was horrendous. She was anti-con and everything. She just couldn't wait to put me back away. I went in and met this lovely fella. I won't say his name, like, but shook his hand, right? And I was, after about 15 minutes of talking to him, he went, you know what, I hope I get you. And I went, why? And he went, because I think I could work with you. I think you're a valuable member of this community. Now, apart from me saying that, right, because I truly believe I am.
Okay.
He's the only one that said that, right? And then...
But I just asked you about the compassion for self.
Even so,
and it's quite funny because your body language is like you're holding yourself in there.
I know, because I've got to watch what I say because the probation.
Yeah, so it's not so much. It's not
sort of closing off.
Yeah.
Because I've got to skate around it, and I want to give you an honest answer, but I can't.
No, you've been bossed. Don't worry about that.
I think it come back to hit me, if you know what I mean.
I hear you. And we don't want that. We don't want that.
If I didn't have probation and all this shit on me, like, I'd tell you why, the true reason why. But like, it's like I said, I never got that person as my probation officer. And then the next time I met that probation officer, they were just cold. Like, they didn't care about me or nothing. And like, you know, I don't want to make a fuss, because if you make a fuss, could go be tongue.
Yeah.
So I've just got to, like, I don't know.
Keep your whistle dry.
Yeah. And like, mate, I don't take drugs and nothing no more, you know what I mean? And like, I have a spliff. You know what I mean? That's about it. I don't know what that is. Yeah. But mate, I want to be truly honest in that, but yeah, it's like,
you know what, we'll have you back. We will have you back.
I'd love to be back, mate, because I feel like I can. Mate, it's been a pleasure talking, mate, to be honest. I didn't really fancy doing it tonight,
Why not? Tell me.
Just because I'm running on fumes, and like, but it's, you know, I can't spout shit about men's health and men talking to each other and then like back out, or I've got to follow through with what I start. Do you know what I mean? So like,
what do you think we need to do as men Because if I give you the stats that men are 3 times more likely to die by suicide than women.
Well, listen, mate, I can give you the better stat. Nearly 2,000 comics each year in the world commit suicide.
Wow. That is a stat.
That is heavy.
That is a stat.
My mate told me that. Look at Robin Williams and people like that. You think
I know.
Man is the loneliest man on the planet, mate, by all accounts, when you watch his thing. But I don't want to be that man in that hotel room, mate, just sitting there on my own, you know what I mean?
It's funny you should say that, because I always feel, and I've had loads of comics on here, and I always feel that it's an alter ego when they go out and perform.
Yeah.
But after the show's finished, they go back to the room and it's lonely.
Because you know what, mate? You know when I'm on stage, you know, the way I go, I look at it. Listen, I go through trauma every day, yeah. I can stop one person for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it be, from feeling their trauma, right? Well, I've won.
Okay.
But talks to someone, it's got to be good, hasn't it?
So why don't you reach out for support yourself?
I will when I deserve it.
Wow. You don't deserve it now?
Mate, you know, I just feel like I'm not.
If not now, then when?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, just don't get me wrong, mate. You know, I haven't hurt no one for a long time, mate. Yeah. And like, you know, I don't know. I get every time I open up, right, or tell the world straight, and I always get it used against me, mate. You know, like, I get hit with it all the time. There's not like, you know, the only time I've ever been accepted is by lads that don't gain nothing from me. You know what I mean? Like them comics I told you, like Gary Arnhem mentored me. You know what I mean? He said, lad, if you ever got any shit tonight, you want to run it by me fit. Wow. I weren't expecting that. But I've got a little saying, I say, I love and I care about, and I protect the ones I care and love viciously. You know what I mean? And I mean, that sort of says it on the tin now. You lead the people I love and care about, and I won't hurt no. You know what I mean? And I include the comedy world in that.
Yeah.
I'm there, and I won't let no one get hurt. I won't go into it. I won't deliberately go and hurt someone, yeah. But if I can have a word with someone, I'm good at, I've been on the doors, and I know how to read body language, and how to talk to people. You know, sometimes a little word in the ear can stop it. Other times a bear will pass them on to the doorman. You know, and I protect the ones I love viciously. So and everyone knows that. I've said that on YouTube before today, you know, on podcasts, and so everyone knows that that's out there. But like, and thank God no one's ever tried to test that thing. But like, other than that, mate, I've done a lot of good right over the years that nobody knows about. I don't shout about, and I won't shout about neither. I'll never say, but I've done a lot of things, and like I've helped a lot of people over the years, yeah. And like, you know, that karma things, right? And like, I just wanna make one lady happy. If I can achieve that, mate, yeah, then I'll be happy. And then, yeah, maybe I might deserve a bit of empathy in that. But like, I've still got a long way to go, mate. And I'm only just starting this journey. And like, this ain't over, and I don't stop swinging neither. So, good. You know, I'm not going to give up neither. You know, I've got, as I say, I've got a gorgeous girl, got friends who loves me, and she's me rock. You know what I mean? And all the lads, even the owner of Water, Binty, mate. You know, like, I'm the first ever open micer pulled out that white boot, right, in the new black stock, and it had to be Spunky pulls out, didn't it? Binty went, laugh. He was 30 names in there, and they had to pull Spunky out the first one. But like, even him, mate, he supports me, gives me advice and everything, you know. And he tells me straight, you know what, mate? He went, why'd you listen to me? And he said, because like we're polar opposites. And I went, no, you got nothing to gain from me to tell me this stuff. So, you know, I know you're telling the truth. And if you know, I may start to believe these people. You know, I am starting to believe these people. Little by little, every gig I do, yeah, I'm getting a bit better. And like, I mean, emotionally as well in my heart, I'm getting a bit better. It's like, it heals you, comedy as well. You know, it's the best medicine. There's no medicine like laughter. And like, as I said before, I'd sooner have people in stitches than put them in stitches. I really would. You know, and I mean, I don't want to hurt anybody at all in this world. I really don't, you know, mate, for once in my life. And like, I just want everyone to have their own little happy life, get whatever they want, achieve whatever they want. Just let me achieve mine without like poking. Because you know what they say, you poke a dog in the balls with a stick long enough, sooner or later it's going to bite you. So I just want them to sack the poking. Just leave me to crack on with my little life.
Leon, Seasman.
Yep.
You've been on the Hurt Locker. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I hope that our paths cross again. The Hurt Locker is a safe space for our guests to openly share their mental health experiences. If you have been affected by any of the content in this recording, then please reach out for support. If it is an emergency, dial 999. If you would like to talk to somebody today, then please call the Samaritans on 116 123. Stay safe. Thanks for listening to this episode of The Hurt Locker. Please give us a rating or share with another listener. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Hurt Locker Pod.